Los Estados Unidos han sido honrados en muchas ocasiones con visitas de la maestra suprema Ching Hai, vegana. 89, en respuesta al anhelo sincero de los buscadores de la verdad espiritual, ella viajó al país para impartir su sabiduría y sus perspectivas. En esta fascinante conferencia, la maestra expone varios temas que incluyen las formas de distinguir a los maestros verdaderos de los falsos, alcanzar nuestro potencial interno más elevado a través del método Kuan Yin y la facultad de la omnipresencia de nuestro verdadero ser. Ahora los invitamos a acompañarnos en la primera parte de esta iluminadora conferencia titulada «Cómo lograr tu poder interior de mayor potencial», impartida por la maestra suprema Ching Hai, vegana, en San Francisco, California, Estados Unidos, el 24 de mayo de 1989.
Peace for Ukraine or you reign now. Russia, just go home.
Of many questions before I studied the Master's teachings, I read the Book of Changes, 易经, trying to catch the flow charts of my fate. I observed the living surroundings, feng shui, the elements of water and the wind, trying to better my fortune. I prayed and made many wishes in temples. However, all the efforts were in vain. I was finally tired of those useless philosophy, obsolete doctrines, and miracle stories. I wanted to have something real that I can see and I can hear myself. Last spring, Supreme Master Ching Hai helped me open my inborn enlightenment. Since then, everything around me has changed. In fact, nothing around me has changed. I changed my perspective of life. Every morning, I feel happier than yesterday. The Supreme Master Ching Hai has helped thousands of people recognize that the truth, the enlightenment, is tangible, is real, and we can use it in our daily lives. I believe that you also have lots of questions. Please get a piece of paper and write down any questions concerning your beliefs. Master will reserve some time to answer your doubts. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Thank you. Thank you. 谢谢. That was very nice. Thank you. Finished?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's your turn.
Now it's my turn. And I hope the ladies and gentlemen will understand my somehow broken English. Every day for many years I spoke Chinese, and even up to the last minute the Chinese was driving a car, Chinese food, Chinese conversation. I was in the car, I was wondering if any English will come by when I go to the stage. I was a little bit not really nervous, afraid that my English would die somewhere. But we will try it together with your blessing. Every one of us has a great blessing. The blessing flows out from our sincerity. That's what we call God's blessing. God's blessing is human's blessing. God resides within us. So with your sincerity and your devoted attention, my English probably will improve each minute. So my very dear friends and good brothers and sisters, it is the first time that we see each other. But I believe we have a lot of affinities in the past. According to Buddhism and even Catholicism, we believe there is life after life. We believe there are many so-called cause and conditions. Whatever happens today, this is the fruit of what happened in the past. That is the law of cause and retribution, what we call karma in Sanskrit. Karma, it just means whatever you sow, the same you shall reap in Christian terminology. You understand my English? Yeah, it's okay? Oh, you're very kind. Then I will get encouraged. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you, the ladies and gentlemen of a very busy society and very high standard civilization, would save a little bit of your very valuable time and even come here to listen to a stranger coming from a strange land. I'm so happy. It means God's blessing is with us. I'm surely doing something well. All of you are probably expecting me to say something more than just politeness and how are you and weather is fine. So I will get right to the point, not let you wait too long. Is that okay? Yeah. Everyone's comfortable? Yeah. You see, it's not the first time that I give some information in America, but before it wasn't very publicized, just in New York, in a small group of people. But anyhow, I was thinking, if we have some good things, then we are obliged. We have the duty to share it with our fellow beings, with our friends and brothers and sisters, whether they accept it or not. That is their full right. But I have the duty to proclaim it, to introduce it, and then let our brothers and sisters make the choice. Therefore, I feel bound enough to come and share with you this joyous occasion. It's a blessing from heaven or from whatever the mightiest power that you might name it. In different countries, we call this power by different names. In Chinese, they call this Tao. In Sanskrit, they call it Buddha nature. In other schools, they call it Chan or Zen. In Christianity, they call it God's blessing or heaven. But where is this heaven? We look in the Bible and it says, heaven is within us. It means in our heart. But if we operate on our heart, would we find any heaven? No, that's true. Yeah, we have, some people have heart attack and something like that, and we open it and see nothing inside. So there must be something else besides this physical heart. So actually, the ancient people, when they say heart, they mean our wisdom, our thinking. It's not this physical one. So how is it that the wisdom would be called heaven? Because if we have this wisdom, we feel we are in heaven. We feel so happy, so satisfied. Today, while driving to San Francisco, we live in San Jose at the moment, at my disciple's house, and she drove me here. We were talking on the way. She was telling me that since initiation, after learning the method from me, then she was practicing not quite very diligently, just off and on. Yeah. And then I asked her, have you acquired any blessing, meaning any satisfaction? She said, yes, definitely. Inside, I feel so satisfied and so joyous. But outside, there are some people who do not understand. She cannot use the language to express her own inner joy. Therefore, it's kind of creating some misunderstanding, because the language is not enough, it's not sufficient to describe this kind of inside joy. It's a heavenly blessing, because the word of heaven and the word of ours are different, because they're different spheres. It's just like the word of animal people and the word of humans are different. Even though we are living in the same world, animal people and us sometimes are living in very close contact. But the animal people will not understand us very well, and we do not understand the animal people. Of course, there are some animal people who are almost like humans, like the dog, the cat people, or the horse people. Sometimes they can feel almost like how human beings feel, and they can respond in a very humanly way. And we seem to establish that between the man and the pet person, there is some kind of a very, very close affection, no? Yeah. And we think we understand each other. Even then, there is still a big gap between a man and the animal people. Similarly, there are some human beings who have super knowledge and what we call supra-intelligence, great intelligence. And even though from the outside they look exactly like us, inwardly they are not the same. And that's why sometimes if we reach such height in intelligence, we cannot express it to the other ones who are in a lesser degree of intelligence. Is my English still clear? It's okay? Yeah? Thank you so much for your kind support. I don't know how many 10 years since I use English. Since I left England, I hardly use English. Even in Germany, I would speak the German language. So since then, I think it's been about 10 more years now. I'm so glad to exercise my tongue again. I love to speak English. Yeah, I just have no chance, and I was so afraid today I might not express myself very well. So now we come back again to our topic. Why is there such a difference between human beings? We can see very well for ourselves. In our daily life, we meet different kinds of people. Yeah, for example, the scientists. They are a little bit more intelligent than the average people. We expect so. Even though from the outward appearance, they look exactly like us. You cannot tell at first glance who is the scientist and who is the physician, or who is the lawyer, who is the president, for example. Of course, the president, we can tell right away. I'm sorry, I make mistake, because he's too famous. Or the television is broadcast his face and we all know. But I mean, for the ordinary, intelligent man, we cannot tell right away. Is it not so? Yeah. Now, this kind of intelligence we can acquire for ourselves. Just like we learn to become a scientist, and we learn to become a doctor, or a lawyer, or some kind of more specific, intelligent people. For example, when we were young, we had no knowledge. We could not read nor write. And then, slowly, by learning, we knew how to do it. And then we learned many things by the way. Now, the same thing, we can acquire greater knowledge, what we call supra-wisdom. What we call wisdom. It's not a human so-called intelligence, but it is cosmos wisdom.
We pray for Ukraine, or Ukraine.
If we don't go vegan, we are hurting our planet, and we really need to secure it for our future generations. Dolly Vyas, Ahuja, vegan.